Hey guys, welcome to Quinn's Tree Farm, coming to you straight through the power of YouTube, right from Cornville, Maine. And today we're going to have a kind of a little bit of a serious subject, I guess, or a touchy subject, but it's a subject that we need to talk about nonetheless. And that's about herbicide spraying. I know that there's a lot of different perspectives and different feelings about spraying herbicides and other chemicals. And I wanted to show you what I did, and it's not necessarily the right way. Like I've always said, throughout this entire endeavor, I have found that there is 1,000 ways to do one thing in any business, but especially this business. And your farm is your farm, and you grow the way that you want to grow, and you'll have good, happy trees. I have decided to use a system called integrated pest management. Basically what that is using the least amount of material, whatever it may be, to reduce the pest, be it a plant pest like a weed, or an animal pest like an insect, or even mammals in some cases. And that's what I do. In order to do that, I do use some chemicals that I spray. And today we're going to spray 2 of them on the new seedlings. And then later on I will spray the larger trees with the tractor. Now, band spraying is the process of only spraying underneath the tree or the material that you're growing. So we take the backpack sprayer, and you'll see, and you've seen it on all of my videos, is basically like an 18-inch to 24-inch band right in a row where all the seedlings or all the trees are growing. And it kills all the vegetation underneath the tree. It doesn't kill the tree, and the materials are not taken up by the tree. That is a big change from my predecessor, whose farm we purchased last year, and he used a technique called aerial spraying, or what I call scorched earth, where he killed all the vegetation in all of his fields, and he used a mist blower to use it in the large tractor. And I don't really want to do that. I think that there is a lot of value to having grass and live material in my field. I think it looks good. I think it keeps the root systems better established in the trees, and I think it provides nutrients for the trees when that grass dies, and it just provides for a happy tree field. So I took on the band spraying idea. So today what we're spraying is we're spraying Gold 2XL, which is a pre-emergent and a post-emergent. And we're also going to mix Simazine 4L into that, which is a pre-emergent. Now let's talk about pre-emergent and post-emergent. They are exactly what they are described as. Pre-emergent is sprayed before grass or before weeds grow. Gold 2XL is one that I've tried. This is the first time I'm trying it this year. It's a pre and a post-emergent. So it's going to kill the grass before it starts to grow up, and the weeds before they start to grow up. And at the same time, because I'm a little late into this is about the second week in May, it will take care of some of the stuff that's already grown. Simazine 4L Princip is the same idea, except it's just a pre-emergent. I sprayed the Simazine last year in a glyphosate mix in September, and it's gotten me a head start on a lot of my fields, and it seems to work. Now what I do is I spray my littles with the Jacto backpack sprayer. This is a PJB16 battery operated backpack sprayer, and it's a lifesaver. Well, at least it's an arm saver. So when I first started, I had a hand pump, and you go up and down the field in his solo backpack, and you're pumping that up and down, and my arm, I felt like I had Popeye arms. And this has changed the ball game for me. The reason that I use the backpack sprayer on the littles is that I can control the spray a little bit better, and I don't have to worry about overspraying the trees. And then I bring my water with me. So I do not mix. This is straight water. This is some fine H2O, as you would say. And then I have my mixing cup and my herbicides. I do try to wear long pants as much as I can when I'm spraying, and my boots. That way I don't swim in it because it will overspray on my legs. I do make the compromise because it's warm out that I do wear short sleeve shirt, and I'm not always good about wearing gloves, but that's me. I don't always do as I say or do as I do, not as I say, but that's that. So let's go over how I mix these things up, and we'll spray some trees, all right? Okay, so the first thing we have is our backpack here. It's already got some in it. So it's got about half a tank in it. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up to a full tank, and I will tell you my measurements. Now, when you look at the application sheets, both of these sheets have application rates for Christmas trees and Christmas tree fields. And if you do your math correctly, you can figure out how much you're going to put in. For me, I am going to use 1 ounce per gallon of the Gold, and I'm using 2 ounces per gallon of the Simazine. Where this is half full, I only need to put 2 ounces of Gold in and 4 ounces of Simazine. And it's easy. I just have my cup, and I go up to the 2 ounces, which is a quarter of a cup. Good. And I put it in the bucket. Put that in the bucket. That one's a little chalky. I'm not a fan of that. And then we take our water and just fill it up. I try to keep it as low as possible, and I try to do it in the evening when the wind is calm. It's not too terribly windy tonight, not like it has been before, and with it down like that, I really reduce overspray. So the goal is to have as little overspray as you can, because I don't want to kill anything in the rows. I just want to kill the bands. Now I want to talk a little bit while we were going down the rows here. I want to talk, sometimes I get the wand gets behind me, about a couple of things. A lot of people get frustrated or get nervous about spraying herbicides, and they're like, well, they cause cancer and they're bad for the environment, and you can really get sick if you ingest them, especially glyphosate and Roundup really have gotten a bad name. And you know, what do I say to that? Well, as most of you know, I'm a firefighter and a paramedic, and where's my next row? Up here. And as a paramedic, they teach us to believe in evidence-based medicine. And evidence-based medicine has changed the ball game as far as emergency medicine, and I would say as far as all medicine is concerned. And what it is instead of doing things because one doctor thought it was a good idea and the idea stuck, or it was like, well, it looks like it works, let's go with it, they've actually sat down and they've started to do studies. Peer-reviewed studies, controls, the whole 9 yards, right? Science. And the science tells us what we can do. I was saying earlier today in a forum that, because I get a little touchy on things, that one of the things that evidence-based medicine has got us in the emergency field is tourniquets in the field. When I started as an EMT back in the late 90s, that's 1990s, I'm not that old, but you would lose your license if you even considered putting a tourniquet on somebody. Here, let me get back to the truck. You would have lost your license if you put a tourniquet on somebody. They weren't indicated. People believed that they would lose their limbs, that it wasn't worth it, and it was dangerous. And through the unfortunate events of war, the evidence pointed to the fact that by placing tourniquets on patients who had traumatic injuries to their appendages with uncontrolled bleeding, that patients were surviving, and they were surviving with the use of their limbs. Again, they weren't losing their limbs. Another example is back when I started, every patient that got into a car accident was put on one of those lawn boards with all the head immobilization equipment and everything, and carried out to the stretcher, and you know, that was the big thing. And we don't do that anymore. And the reason we don't do that anymore is because they found it didn't work. It was actually, there was a potential to harm more patients, because while we thought we were all stable and not moving anything around, funny story, we weren't. So they stopped that. And that was all based on evidence. Well, if I believe in that, then I have to believe when the scientists tell me that the evidence that glyphosate is safe and effective, that until we can be proved otherwise, that it's safe and effective. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to go swim in it, and I'm not going to just apply it willy-nilly. As you can see, I try to be really conservative with my applications. But that being said, if I believe in science over here, I have to believe in science over here. And the literature and the science says that it's not harmful to humans if applied correctly. It evaporates, it binds to soil and disintegrates, for lack of a better term. It is not found long-term in any systems, and it's a really solid herbicide to take care of broadleaf grasses. It only sprays, it only kills what it touches. Beats the heck out of Agent Orange, and I think it's safe, and that's why I do it. Now, I know I'm probably going to get a lot of flack. My comments, I imagine, on this one are going to blow up, and that's okay. You know, when I set out to do this YouTube channel, I said I was going to share all of my practices, share what I learned, what I didn't learn. If the literature comes out that all of a sudden it's dangerous, we're going to stop using it. That's going to pretty much wrap it up for today. I do apologize. If this is too windy, then I'll probably scrap it all and give you another video, but we'll see. But it's springtime in Maine, and as you know, I'd really rather feel bad in Maine than feel good anywhere else. So Durago, my friends, I'll see you soon.
Ah!